Hey everybody, welcome back to our second episode of 321 Binge, where me and my two co-hosts every week pick a theme, pick three things, and discuss, argue, and pick what's best. With me is Tyler.
Yo.
And Faison.
What's up?
And this week, Tyler, you're going to be starting it off because our theme is college movies.
Yes, we originally had the idea a couple weeks ago, so we figured it's college. Colleges are opening back up, so why not talk about college movies? Our first one.
Two of us are just recent college grads.
And one of us is stuck in the shithole for another fucking semester, so here we go.
So you go to a shithole college?
Yes, I do go to a shithole college, and not in the fun way.
Mm-hmm.
And JIT's kind of...
Yeah, well, it's better than Rutgers. Anyway,
Not
on that,
Brunswick, but
yeah.
that's
So
okay.
Chris here is a shithead, so we just got to point that out here.
I am. I admit that much. However, on one note, I should say that we originally intended to have this episode out in September. It's currently mid-October, so you can really tell exactly how organized and competent we all are here at this table.
We're fine.
No, we're not. But Tyler, you're going to be introducing us to your pick for this week's discussion.
Yeah, the grandfather of all college movies, it's 1978's Animal House. Well, National Lampoon's Animal House. The movie that basically started all the cliches in college movies you see, like frats versus the administration, the more rich, snobby frat versus the drunken, rundown, quote-unquote fun frat. All those tropes come from this movie, starring John Belushi in one of his most memorable roles. I've seen this movie 3 times at least now. Guys, Faison, I know you've seen it at least once. Chris, how about you?
I literally watched it with you for the first time last night, and you're aware of that fact, so it feels a bit weird that you're asking me that, Tyler.
I mean, they didn't know that.
They didn't know that. Now they know. I watched it with you not 12 hours ago. Actually, you know what? About 12 hours ago.
It finished 12 hours.
It's been about 12 hours. And I am of two minds in this movie. I feel like it should be. It's a movie from the 70s, right? It should be obvious. It didn't age well. It did not age well at all.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing for other reasons.
Yeah. Well, yes. One of our
Faison's dying.
He's dying. Yeah.
Faison's just dying right now.
We're losing him. It's a sad loss.
Yeah, I'm good.
This movie did not fucking age well at all as far as
Not
its
at
jokes.
all.
No, it's really rapey. Like I mean, the 70s were really rapey. We have movies like Big and Weird
but
Science,
I feel
but this
like
movie's exceptionally rapey for the 70s.
Was Big 70s?
70s. It's late 70s, early 80s.
Not the point.
Yeah. It's not the point, Tyler. Thank you for trying to, shove our message aside here. I know you were defending this movie pretty hard last night, so I don't know.
Wasn't defending, but alright.
It's a very questionable situation. However, I also feel I don't think this movie has aged super well as a film either. I really think this movie has like 2 highlights, right? Like it has the horse scene, which is great. In which the students accidentally murder a fucking horse in the administration's office, and then it has the ending.
I feel like you need more context for that.
No, that's it. They accidentally murder a horse. And then the ending in which they go on a fucking rampage in the middle of a parade and commit domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 funniest scenes in the movie. I think.
Well, do you want to give just a bit of a overall background of the movie first before we get into
it's frats versus administration. I don't know how much context. It's frats versus administration. There's a frat, a bunch of deranged alcoholics, and the administration hates them, and the frats stand for, I don't know, freedom, justice, and the American way or some shit. So they're fighting against the administration.
Yeah.
And to continue their fight, they kidnap a horse, they fill a gun with blanks, shoot at it, and accidentally give the horse a stroke. And then he dies, and that's the funniest scene in the movie. That is the funniest scene in the movie.
One of them.
probably.
I think that one takes the cake. They do a freeze frame on the horse's face
just before he dies.
Just the moment his heart gives out, and it is genuinely fucking hilarious. But I do feel like a lot of the movie sits in this weird, like, lukewarm humor place where it's not really all that funny on average. And then on top of that, you have like these like super kind of problematic, fucked up bits spread throughout, and it's like, oh wow, he was really gonna rape that girl, huh? Or wow, is that a Confederate flag in his room?
I also do wonder if this was funnier in the 70s. Like, was this a thing that was like? Is that the humor back then?
It definitely was, because everything that we see today, looking back, like we watch now, it's obviously dated. It's obviously a bunch of stuff that's problematic. Looking back at the 70s, do you think it was considered as openly problematic as it was now?
Absolutely not, because rape was a big thing in the 70s and 80s comedies. It's pretty common. And on top of that, I want to say, like, this movie takes place in the late 60s, right? Like 60, 67? Oh, wow, early 60s, and 62. And it came out in 78, which means that people who were watching this in 78 were probably people reminiscing about this stuff in college. Because, like, for me, one of the funniest scenes is Bluto being drunk, as always throughout the whole movie, and giving a speech in which he says about how the Nazis bombed Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
And he's butchering history in this speech, but he's trying to inspire the group. And that's the same dumb fucking shit I've done over and over again. So that scene's hilarious because, wow, that's really relatable. I've done this stupid shit. And I wonder if maybe for people in like who are watching this in the 70s, that's the whole fucking experience. It's like, wow, so much of this is stuff I relate to from the 60s. And that's why it's funny. And now looking back on it, it's like, man,
I forgot that moment where I debated having sex with an unconscious girl.
Yeah, and later how it was revealed that she was 13. Everyone knows that feeling. Or, I don't know, just the really racist scene where they jump into the car and say, the Negro stole our women.
When they went, that was when they went to the all black bar, right?
Yeah, they went to the all black bar.
I forgot the band's name.
Otis's band was playing, and it's really just doesn't age well these days.
Yeah, it doesn't. Everything about it doesn't age well.
The more you think about it, the worse you get. Like you like.
I mean, like even just like women in the whole movie.
Yeah, they kind of just exist to get
like
laid.
There.
Yeah, or to get for the guys to get laid. I should say.
Even the professor.
Even the professor. Yeah, everyone has to get a piece of that pie. God, this is
I should have had this ready.
But what's also kind of crazy is that it's kind of still the same now with frats.
Yeah, frats haven't changed, and well, yeah. I mean, I'd make the argument that frats are kind of shit.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Okay, so we got a full house agreement here. That frats are kind of shit. So fuck you if you're part of a frat. All
right.
No. I said I was going to insult every demographic, and to this week's demographic,
but
frat
there are some frats that are actually good.
Last week was Cleveland. He's going after
last
frats.
week I insulted Cleveland. I'm going broader. I'm hitting frats. No, this is the hill I die on today.
Most social for like Greek life is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But there are like business frats and all that kind of shit.
The takeaway for this should just be if you're in a frat, this is clearly not the channel for you, and we definitely don't want your views. So please leave.
Actually, no, please stay, because we need all the views we can get.
I said I'm going to be insulting everyone. I'm going one demographic a week.
Yeah, he's aiming for everybody.
Okay.
No, this movie is super problematic, and like I feel like it really is like the more you sit and think about it,
the worse it gets.
Yeah, like you start to feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I think for me, like there were standout hilarious moments. The horse, the ending, John Belushi looking at the screen.
I mean, I think
at these women undressing.
Every like scene with John Belushi is fucking hilarious.
His face, it's his fucking eyebrows. If he didn't die, I would have loved to see him do a movie alongside Jim Carrey, because both of them are so fucking expressive.
Him when he's just in the cafeteria, just like stuffing his face.
Yeah, apparently that was improv.
That was fucking hilarious.
That was improvised.
That's also you.
Yeah.
Or when
one muffin. You eat one muffin in one bite, and suddenly you're the John Belushi guy.
When he sat down at the table. And he, what's it called? He's like, "What am I right now?" And he takes the some kind of cake or something, sticks it in his mouth, and just pops.
I don't think I like food humor personally.
I thought that was fucking hilarious. I'm a zit.
You get it? God, yeah. I don't think I'm a huge food humor guy.
Even just his look back to the camera when he's in another problematic scene when he grabs a ladder to watch these women undress. Him looking back at the camera,
so
like
fucking funny.
Yeah.
Him looking back at the camera, I think is like, if there's an iconic scene in that movie, like a freeze frame in my mind, it's that and the dying horse. Those scenes are forever etched into my brain.
Or him just chugging the beer
chugging the fucking bottle of Jack Daniels.
Him crying that the beer, like as the house is getting repossessed because they got kicked off campus. So the movers grab a case of beer and they accidentally drop it. He freaks out. It's like, oh God, it's gone. They took the bar, and then Otter passes him a whole handle of Jack Daniels, and he chugs the entire thing before smashing it on a car.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
I think that's an appropriate response to losing everything that matters. So, only the bar. I'm not talking about the repo house or anything like that. Yeah. Fuck the frat house, but yeah, it is such a, it's a movie that I'm really of two minds of at the end of the day, because like part of it is culturally important, not the movie.
Yeah.
But the movies that came from this movie. Like, it inspired a lot of shit. This movie is heavily attributed for, like, inspiring the whole snobs versus slobs thing.
Which I feel like it's a little outdated. I don't know, man.
It is a bit. It is definitely more outdated these days. But, I mean, if you think about some of the, tangential movies we got off of it, like, I've seen people argue that Titanic is kind of based off that trope of snob versus slob.
Yeah, it is.
Because so like,
but
we got some good movies out of it.
Was Animal House the one that really? Like,
I don't think that's an Animal House
I think this is just the theme that's been around forever.
Like
you could like anything.
You can connect this better to something like Neighbors, the Seth Rogen movie.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean,
because they're technically in the movie the main characters are the snobs because they're the parents.
Yeah,
and then obviously there's still. The college students are still the slobs because they're the one creating a mess for them. But you're on the side of the snobs this time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely this movie is like you said, it's the grandfather of college movies. Any college movie that ever came out after,
drew some inspiration from Animal House.
And you can make the argument that the whole slob versus snob trope comes just from class warfare. Just gonna sprinkle that in there. Yeah, but
I'd agree with that.
You can make that argument pretty clearly. But I do think this one popularized it. I'm trying to think about movies that are earlier than this that really focus on that dynamic and
that aren't school related.
That aren't I mean, even if they are, I can't think of any school related movie that goes before this one that really focuses on that dynamic. And I can't really think of really any other movies this was 78 came out. I can't think of anything before 78 that really focused on it. I could definitely have just a blind spot in either my memory or just the amount of movies I know about.
Well, yeah,
but I would say that this popularized the shit out of it.
Yeah, because it's the one that everyone goes back to.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm not a big fan of like college or high school movies in general, personally. Or I shouldn't say that. I've never really bothered watching that many of them.
Yeah, I've never been interested in it.
Yeah, but I've recently ended up watching a fair amount more, especially a movie we're going to be talking about a little bit later. That I think it is heavily inspired by this movie, and I think does it better. But yeah, I think this movie, as it's on its own, it sits in a weird place of history where it was a trendsetter in not all of the best ways.
Yeah.
And when looking back on it, you kind of have to be like, well, it's a product of the time. But I don't know how much of it you can justify by saying, well, it's a product of the time.
A little too many rape scenes to just say it was a product of its time.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I looked up, like, obviously I looked up some comments after the fact I saw the movie last night. And one of them said you can basically look at it as a period piece that doesn't justify anything, but as for the time, this is what was... Yeah.
It's a time capsule of the 60s or the early 60s, really, and the 70s. Like, you can look at it as a time capsule of what the 60s were like for people in terms of like what's actually going on in the film. But also, you can look at it as like a film time capsule in that this is what movies were like in the 70s. This is the equivalent to gross out humor in the 70s, because that's what this movie was. This movie was like, even back then, it was considered, I'm pretty sure, like heavily offensive and gross out food humor, shit that wasn't classical cinema.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. That's for sure.
This is definitely like a time capsule of what gross out humor was back then, and it in terms of the actual like physical gross out humor, it's definitely less grotesque than a lot of modern gross humor. Like when the guy throws up over the dean, you don't even see the vomit.
Yeah, there's no real throw.
But yet, like, there's like a level of mental gross outness in terms of the rape scenes and the Confederate flags and all these things that it's like, oh yeah.
I mean, that angel and devil scene.
That angel and devil scene is probably one of the worst things I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was like, when I was thinking that we're gonna watch this movie, I already kind of had a feeling that this movie wasn't gonna sit super well with me. I'm like, it's a 70s movie, it's a frat movie. I was gonna hard assume a rape scene, like a rape joke at minimum. I didn't expect it to be that.
I didn't think it'd
blatant.
sit that bad.
Yeah, no. Even like I kind of forgot about that scene until it started coming up again, and as it was coming up, I'm like, oh, I remember where this is going. It's not gonna be good.
Well, Tyler, I watched it with you, and you had watched this movie a long time ago, and there definitely seems to be things that like softened in memory. Specifically, like, it's later revealed that the girl that he nearly raped was actually 13.
Yeah, that part, again, it's like, I knew the joke was that she was young. I forgot the exact age until they said it, and I'm like, oh, that is way younger than...
That joke would not fly today.
No, not at all. It is one of those things where, like, I guess things are softer in nostalgia or things are softer in memory where you don't really remember the edges of it so much. I guess, like, when you thought about it, like you said, you remember the joke was that she was young, but you were probably picturing 16, 17 as the joke. You definitely weren't picturing a fucking middle schooler.
Yeah.
No.
I think that everybody pictures, like, just going into college kind of thing.
Yeah.
But she's fucking 13.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think with this movie, a lot of people's memories are probably going to be the boozing, the toga, the party. Which probably also reflects a lot how people are going to remember college. They're going to remember
the boozing,
the toga, the party.
And so, is there anything else to talk about this one or what?
John Belushi's great.
Yeah, John Belushi's great.
He died too soon.
The one guy reminds me of Chevy Chase a lot. I don't know if he of Chevy Chase.
Actually, yeah, that brings up something I do want to talk about this. I thought there was fucking continuity between the National Lampoon movies.
I think they mentioned something.
I actually didn't even know it was like a series of movies.
I don't know if it even counts as a series.
Oh, wait, no, that's what I was thinking. The main guy, the military guy, the main guy.
D-Day.
No, from the other side. Niedermeyer?
Kevin Bacon?
Niedermeyer.
Sure.
No, not Kevin Bacon. I know what you mean. The guy who was shooting at Dorfman at the end.
That wasn't Kevin Bacon.
No, that was not Kevin Bacon.
Sure.
Also, I want to point this out. You didn't know that it was Kevin Bacon for the entire movie.
Yes, but the moment I did hear and did realize it was him, I need a hero played in the back of my head, so I think that makes up for it.
Before he died by being trampled.
Before he gets murdered, yeah. I really didn't realize that was him the whole film.
But no, anyway, the character is called Niedermeyer, the guy who ends up trying to kill and shoot Dorfman at the end. His name is Niedermeyer. I just realized that in Groundhog Day, the guy that continually annoys Bill Murray is also named Niedermeyer.
Niedermeyer is just a shithole name.
I don't know if it's a name or it's because Harold Ramis did both movies.
He was also a shithole character.
I don't know if they were supposed to be like, oh, they're related, or if that was just
that's interesting. I didn't know that. I was just assuming like if you see someone named Niedermeyer on the street, and I guess I'm hitting two categories today. Anyone named Niedermeyer is going to get shit on right now.
I don't think anybody's named Niedermeyer.
There's definitely one person.
We're going to get one
hate comment about how we've ruined his life. Or her life. I don't know. Niedermeyer really doesn't sound gender specific. Either way.
He was played by Mark Metcalf.
Okay.
I don't know.
Familiar.
I have no idea who that is. But no, Niedermeyer is like...
Oh, wait,
Texas
no,
Ranger.
damn it. His nickname in the movie is Ned, like Needlehead Ned something. His actual name is Ned Ryerson. Never mind.
So he's not even named... Tyler, you got me on a fucking tangent. I just nearly insulted a whole group of people, of 3 dudes.
Wait, no, his first name is Douglas, Tyler.
No, I'm looking at Groundhog Day. And I'm looking at the character for Groundhog Day.
Okay.
Tyler, you're immensely incompetent. But on that note, I really expected more continuity between the Lampoon movies. Like, I thought Chevy Chase was going to be in this. Because before this, I've seen National Lampoon Christmas, which I think is much better than this movie. And I've seen National Lampoon Family Vacation, which I also think is much better than this movie.
Yeah.
And I just kind of expected, like, Chevy Chase to have been a college student in this college, and that's the through line.
Which is basically what Otto is in this movie.
It kind of is what Otter is, yeah. But, like, I guess that's just not the case. Like, there is no true continuity. I do think that between all the National Lampoon movies I've seen, which is only 3, this is the weakest of them. I think honestly, like, Christmas Vacation is fucking hilarious. I think it is the best Christmas movie, and I think it is the best Lampoon movie that I've seen so far. Although I haven't seen them all.
I haven't seen any other Lampoon movies. I didn't know.
I've seen Christmas. Like, Christmas is good.
Christmas is great. I love the Christmas one.
Yeah, I kind of just assumed it was like a one-off kind of thing. I didn't know that this was like a whole series of movies.
I mean, series.
I know it's not. Yeah. It's not a series.
It's under the
collection,
umbrella,
I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's interesting to say the least. I kind of would have liked to see Chevy Chase in this, honestly.
He's the same character.
He is the same character, but I would have liked it to be Chevy Chase. I don't know why. Maybe that's just because we've watched Community recently, and I mean, no, that's about it. We watched Community recently.
Yeah, that's it.
And I want to be more.
Do we have any last thoughts on Animal House that you guys want to throw out there?
Besides aged poorly, but has really funny.
I mean, I kind of felt like it had no real substance.
It has absolutely no.
It's
real
just
substance,
that's mostly like 70s comedy movies. Like Caddyshack is the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one thing we didn't mention. It has a great soundtrack.
Oh, right. The soundtrack's
great. It has a great soundtrack, I gotta say.
Like the one scene where Otis and the band, I think it's just called Otis and the band, is singing Shout when everyone's just going crazy is great.
Yeah, no, actually, that might be one of the best scenes in the movie. I really like that one.
Yeah, no, because everyone's just dancing. Belushi and everyone else in the cast is just... Honestly, the movie probably was a blast to just film.
Yeah, I mean, it looks... I like to think that they were actually getting wasted most of that time.
Belushi was.
Yeah, true. So got him in the end. I actually don't know how Belushi died, so I probably...
Heroin and coke.
Oh, God, okay. No. Oh, my God. Oh.
Maybe not a great thing to say.
Oh, what, you asked?
No,
I was talking
fine,
about, you were fine. I was talking
asshole.
about Chris.
I thought he died in like a car accident or something, which also not great, but damn, this is way worse. This is so much worse.
It is, yeah.
All right.
On that note, how about let's move on from Animal House?
Yeah, next up.
Let's move on. Chris, would you like to introduce our second movie?
Yeah, sorry, I just need a minute. This is my pick for this week's episode. It's Accepted, the movie that came out in, I don't actually know what year.
06.
I clearly don't. Sure, 06. That sounds good enough to me. It's a '06 college movie that focuses around a group of students who, or no, not students, a group of high school graduates who were not accepted into any college, and in order to sell the lie to their, and they, you know what? Let me take a step back. Let me take a step back here.
You can do it.
I am capable of this, I swear. High school graduates who need to sell their parents on the lie that they actually did get accepted into college. So they create their own fake university, South Harmon Institute of Technology, and they really they get in a bit over their heads, and they end up with a fully functioning pseudo college under their name.
Also more commonly known as SH.I.T.
Yeah, South Harmon Institute of Technology, shit. All their students are shitheads. Their newspaper is the shit rag. It's fucking great. And I'm going to give my hot take. I think this movie is better than Animal House.
I agree, because I think that it takes like everything that was good from Animal House, puts it into the movie, and adds like a deeper meaning into the movie itself than just a college party movie.
I agree.
It definitely has more substance, because the whole point of the movie is to be accepted by your parents and like by others for what you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think that it really just does a good job of, like, you know, when you're graduating high school, you're applying to colleges. That's fucking stressful.
Yeah, like you're kind of aimless, right? Like,
yeah,
because like for all of high school, you've really just been railroaded. It's like, I don't know. You graduate middle school, it's like you just go to the fucking high school. Like you don't make any decision. Once you start picking colleges to apply for, and then what you maybe hopefully, or maybe maybe you don't, but whatever you accept or choose to go to, that's like the first real active decision you're making at that point.
Yeah, and I can just imagine the amount of stress it would be if actually I can't even imagine it. Like, not getting into a college.
I'd be freaking out.
My parents would fucking murder me.
I'd be fucking dead. Yeah,
I wouldn't be here.
If I died at 18, you guys know where to look.
My parents probably would have like shipped me off to India. Be like, you're a fucking dumbass.
No, I definitely get it. I mean, it would be I completely understand why you would, make a fake website to try and do it, and why you would make a fake institution. Honestly,
I feel like we've all done something, like gone out of our way to lie to our parents about something.
Yeah,
right. Like
definitely.
my high school report cards, bro. I used to, highlight my grades, like inspect element, change it, and then just be like, hey, look, this is my grade.
Back in elementary school, my old strat was my table had a little caveat underneath, and I used to hide bad grades down there. And no one would ever find them. And then once in a while, I would just get rid of them all and get rid of the evidence.
Yeah.
That was the classic. I will say this. I would have loved to get into a scam this big. Honestly, this sounds like fun. Just like buying a piece of land that's abandoned, maybe a mental institution, and then just turning it into a fake college. Sounds like the ultimate fucking scheme.
I do like how, yes, that's the main point. They buy a mental institution, abandoned, not buy it. It's abandoned, so they just fix it up. I think
they purchase it because he has the deed.
Okay, so he purchases a school, and then whatever money he has left, him and his friends fix the school, fix what they want to use as a school campus. It's only one building.
It is only a single building. They have limited facilities.
I like
but they really fix it up.
But I like how none of the parents are like, oh, all these college campuses are huge. This is one building.
It's South Harmon, dude. You know where
dude,
you're
it's like,
into.
I don't know, man. It was just a tiny college.
Yeah, it's what they can do. It's what they can afford. I mean, most of the parents didn't think their kids were getting into a college.
And then they just
so when they got into
glimmer of hope,
like, the first thing that said yes, they were like, okay, yeah, this is real.
Yeah. I do like that this entire movie hangs on the fact that Jonah Hill made the mistake of just auto-accepting on his website that he developed.
Yeah.
And on that note, I just want to talk about Jonah Hill. He was much larger in this movie.
He was a big guy.
And I also think Jonah Hill has gone on to do some actually really good shit. Maniac is it's a mini-series, maxi-series, one of the two, on Netflix.
What the hell is a maxi-series?
I think it has to be like 12 episodes to count as a maxi-series.
Isn't that just a series?
No. And it's it's a mini or maxi series on Netflix, and it's fucking fantastic. And Jonah Hill's in it, and he gives a insanely good performance in that show. And I know we have the intention to watch that down the line. So that was the most recent thing that I've seen him in. So going from that to then seeing him do like kind of what he was known for back in the day, which is early 2000s comedy movies, is definitely a change of pace. And it's almost like jarring to know, like, holy shit, he's doing this. He can be really fucking good when he wants to.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's even bad in
like
this.
his worst, like,
not
I wouldn't say worst role, but most like out there role. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like if you look at like
bad
Superbad, like any of the other comedy movies he did, it's crazy to look at him.
Jonah Hill's underrated. I'm gonna pick that fucking hill. Like, he's also done some really good voice acting stuff. He's in Megamind. He plays the villain. He's pretty good in that. I like him in Megamind.
I mean, he was
Jonah Hill's underrated.
He was nominated twice for best supporting. No, once or twice. Apparently, only once for best supporting actor. I thought he was nominated for.
Well, what films?
I thought he was nominated for Moneyball, but I guess not.
I didn't know he was in Moneyball.
He's in Moneyball, and he was
He was good in
nominated
Moneyball.
for Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay, yeah. I guess.
Oh, wait, he was. Okay, he's nominated for both.
Can you just get your facts straight, Tyler?
It said 1, and then I click on it, and it says 2.
Oh.
So that's not on me.
Yeah, come on, Tyler, please. We got you on comms here. I guess like maybe underrated is not the right word, but he definitely doesn't get
underappreciated.
Yeah, underappreciated. Yeah. No one really talks about him, and he does really good shit. I like Jonah Hill. I like Jonah Hill in this. I also like Justin Long in this. Yeah. I haven't seen Justin Long in a whole bunch of other things. I saw him in Die Hard or Live Free Die Hard in 2009. 7, whatever. 2007, which I guess was only a year after this. But like I haven't really seen him in anything after. I can't really think of too many things he's done. But he was fun in this.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of what this movie boils down to is kind of like you were saying. You said like it's basically a lot of what Animal House is, but better. I would further that by saying it's a lot of what Animal House is, but genuine. Yeah. It's like it's the same snob versus slob mentality. You have these rich assholes at Harmon who are super in their ways and kind of pricks. And then you have these outcasts and leftovers and people who can't fit in anywhere at South Harmon. And it is that slob versus snob structure that comes from Animal House. Yep. You literally have like the kind of lawyer filibuster-esque scene from Animal House done in this movie. Except in this case, Justin Long is doing the scene, and he actually has something to say of value. Yeah, and it's like it's an actually good speech. Yeah, it's like the whole movie. He's just this shitter who gets away with like bullshitting, right? Which that sounds about fucking right. That's good. And yet here he has to actually say something genuine in front of this crowd of people, and he just has to. He basically just doesn't give a fuck what they have to say about it because he knows what's right and true here. And I think that just means a lot more than boozing and
partying. Just like.
Yeah, then Animal House.
Being questionable people.
Plus, this is also a fucking funny movie.
It is very, very funny.
I think, like, in terms of, like, laughs per minute, I got more out of this movie in terms of sheer humor. I got a lot of laughs here. Like, there's just so many just small things that are fucking hilarious in this film.
Yeah.
For me, like, yeah, I like the movie. It's really likable because the cast is colorful, like, really colorful. Like, Glenn, the idiot, is just hilarious.
Is Glenn the one that looks like Dustin from Stranger Things?
Yes. Yeah. He's the idiot. The cook.
Yeah, the cook. The one with extreme talent in cooking, which is fucking perfect.
Doesn't make sense.
It's perfect.
So he is great. Justin Long, what's his name? Bartleby?
Barnaby.
First of all, that's so weird. No, Bartleby. I think it's
Bartleby?
I looked it up. Yeah, I have it in front of me. It is.
Yeah, it is Bartleby.
Huh.
Bartleby Gaines.
Such a weird. Such a weird name for a character. It's like, all right, what do you name him? Bartleby.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, his dad was kind of a straight lace.
Yeah, so why would a straight lace go for a weird name?
A name like Bartleby, it sounds like a name that's been passed on for way too long.
Oh, that's how you're going.
Definitely
okay.
Lost value.
Okay, I see what But him and Jonah Hill are great. Like, are good back and forth because they just work off each other. And Jonah Hill is technically the straight guy in the movie because he's the one who's always like, this is a bad idea, we shouldn't do it.
He's pro-snob. He wants to be part of their fraternities and all this crap.
But then realizes that after all the, like, disrespectful shit, it
doesn't actually matter that much.
Yeah. But I laughed more in Animal House because I like the writing way more. I think the writing is stronger, even though it's obviously dated as hell. I just think the writing was stronger in it. Granted, I just like Harold Ramis a lot more.
I can understand
I don't know who
that
wrote
take.
This.
I have no idea who wrote this either.
I don't think it's anybody of note.
I don't think it's anyone super famous, although I would love to be wrong.
I know the director did Hot Tub Time Machine, and Hot Tub Time Machine is great.
I've not seen it, but I've heard good things.
It's really good.
I will say, I guess I can understand the writing itself being stronger in Animal House. I do think, I don't know, I guess there's something about the humor in this movie that hits really well. I was never a fan of, like, I'm not a fan of the early 2000s movies in general, like, I think out of the early 2000s, there are very few movies I can say that I've truly seen and enjoyed, especially, like, early 2000s comedy. I haven't seen Superbad. I haven't seen Pineapple Express. I haven't seen...
You haven't?
I've not seen Step Brothers. I've not seen, like, any early 2000s comedy.
All three of those are completely worth it.
I've not seen...
all three of those are fucking hilarious.
I've not seen any of them. I have, like... Comedy is probably another giant gap in, like, movies that I've watched, especially from that era. I've not seen any of them. So... Maybe that style of humor actually just jives super fucking well with me, and I never realized it because I've never experienced it. But the humor used in this movie definitely hit all the right buttons for me. Like I unfortunately I watched this movie about a week ago or a week and a half ago now, so I can't remember every joke.
Too much. Yeah,
the jokes aren't 100% fresh, but I was truly dying the whole fucking time I watched it.
There's one part that I remember that I laughed just because it was questionable as hell. The part where it's early in the movie where Bartleby goes outside and I think it's Jonah Hill telling him that, hey, we are doing too much crazy shit, and then the motorcycle jumps into the pool.
Yeah.
Oh no, not the motorcycle. It's
a motorcycle.
No. It's another part I'm thinking of. It's before that part. I don't know. They're walking by this. Oh, he's talking to his parents on the phone. Mm-hmm. And then this random skateboarder says, "Thanks, dude," and grabs the phone and jumps into the pool. What was the plan there? Just to be a dick?
Yes. Yeah, that was the plan. You make it. There was no plan.
He did that. I just started dying. I was like, wait. It's thanks for the phone. It's one, you ruined the phone. What was the plan there? You literally just destroyed something.
Bold of you to assume he had a plan.
Very, really very not.
Bold. Yeah.
I guess one of my favorite parts of this movie is just the fact that they literally just created a college to be their own thing. I don't know, college kind of sucks.
College really sucks. Yeah, no, I'll be real with that.
You follow this 4-year plan. You go into there having no idea what you're going to do, and you somehow manage to find it. But it's you're following this systematic plan. I take this class, and then I graduate.
I mean, yeah, you're really following a plan that you usually don't like. I'm gonna quick show of hands. Who changed their major between the three of us? I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all three of us. Literally, all three of us.
I
went
spent
in there
a year and a half doing fucking bio. To halfway. Year and a half in, I was like, huh, this is horrible.
Yeah. I spent a year in engineering. I fucking hated it. I despised every second of it.
And then I proceeded to hate my life for the next year and a half because I was trying to finish a fucking 60 credit degree in 4 semesters.
Yeah. That's why I decided to just take the last semester for my last stupid ass classes. But yeah, I mean college kind of sucks. Yeah. College is definitely closer to the experience the characters have at the beginning of Accepted. That downtrodden sense that they have when they don't get accepted into the colleges, more so than it is the experience you see in Animal House.
Well, Animal House is what people think, and it's either what they think, what they want, or what they actually happened to them.
I think Animal House just takes all the stereotypes. I mean, Animal House probably is what made those stereotypes. Actually.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because I mean that's just the party.
It is just the party.
Also, they don't really. You don't really think. Thinking about it now, do you think these people are good people because they get kicked out of the school at the end?
Oh no, they're not. They're not good people.
Yeah,
they're not good people. They're all complete. They're all total pricks, and not only the total pricks, they're also total morons. This guy had a 0.0 GPA. That's impressively bad.
Hey, Pluto became a senator.
I mean, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Otto became a gynecologist.
He became a senator. It tracks. It tracks perfectly.
D-Day's nowhere to be found.
It wouldn't surprise me if Bluto's done blackface and still became a senator.
Yeah.
That would also track pretty much fucking perfectly. And honestly, let's be real. Kind of amazing there wasn't a blackface scene in that movie.
Actually, very amazing.
I just thought about it, but I'm surprised.
They're just doing the slow.
They just do this, and then they actually cut that scene in production when the entire cast got into blackface.
I thought you were being serious.
No, that was a joke, Tyler. That was.
I don't know.
I mean, I would have believed it though.
It wouldn't surprise anyone, would it? One more thing I do want to say about Accepted is because we talked that we briefly mentioned that Animal has a really good soundtrack. I think I might like Accepted soundtrack even more, strictly because I really do enjoy. I actually really like some early 2000s music, especially early 2000s punk, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And they played probably the best Green Day song, Holiday.
Yeah, it was like a throwback.
It was a throwback. It was a throwback of music. They played the Ramones. What song was it?
Blitzkrieg
Bop. Yeah, I fucking love that song. They played it was like a great throwback of music I really enjoy in a comedy that I really enjoy with good humor and fun characters and actual genuine heart and authenticity to it. It's this movie really kind of hit a whole perfect package. And also I do want to say the use of they use a lot of punk music. Specifically they used I think 2 or 3 Green Day songs. I remember the one, but I feel like there was another one in there. And I just want to say that I guess the use of post 9/11 quote unquote revolt music that was usually against the Bush administration in a movie like this, it's kind of fucking perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of thematically right on the fucking nose.
Anti-establishment, fuck these normal colleges.
I personally I love when anti-establishment movies use the right music.
Yeah.
So
I mean that's what whole
Eleanor Rigby but metal.
But metal, yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it.
But that's what the whole punk genre song is, basically.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, it's always just usually. Let's talk about
most
a lot of early punk. A lot of early punk artists have kind of just evolved into become the system they were fucking against, basically.
I mean, that's after the first 2-3 albums.
Yeah. It's always funny. And then you got this isn't a music podcast. We're not going to talk about music, but we have pop punk, which is kind of just punk derivative to the point that it can actually be mass market sold, and then that kind of became the norm. Like you can make the argument that the Ramones is pop punk, and that like artists like Black Flag from earlier on are like true punk. You know, there's probably some punk purists out there who are gonna have a whole debate now, but yeah, it's certainly interesting. I took a history of music class for my my digital security degree for some reason because college is stupid.
Sorry, I took a history of rock and roll class.
Oh yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't remember a single fucking thing from the class.
I actually remember a lot because it was probably the most fun I had in the class.
Actually, if you ask me about Fleetwood Mac, I know a decent amount because I did my final project on him.
Oh,
that's about it.
That was this class was the first time I heard "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised." That was the moment
I heard that song.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's. Is there anything else you guys want to say about?
I mean, I guess we could touch about like just like college corruption.
Yeah, college corruption. Wait, what?
Well, yeah, because like
I like how you were on board and thought about it.
It was like a pretty corrupt college.
Yeah,
is what I mean.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess that's kind of a layover trope from like I'd say Animal House. It's like the administration's always corrupt.
Yeah,
the administration. Also, there was another rape joke in Animal House. I'm sorry, I just remembered it. The guy gets raped in prison at the end. Remember? When they say his future, he gets raped in prison.
Oh, yeah.
Another rape joke. It's really fucking prominent. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm sorry, but back to Accepted. Yeah, that is like kind of a something that stood over from like the Animal House movies. The administration's always corrupt and fucked and all that.
It's also pretty fitting now with the whole fucking acceptance scandals and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, literally the girl who like ends up doing like meditation. She literally says, I guess some other asshole was able to pay more to get into Harvard or Yale or wherever she was trying to go into.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because she was the one freaking out.
She was the one freaking out because she can get into an Ivy League. Yeah.
Can we talk about how fucking what was her name? Lori Loughlin paid like.
Yes.
$500K for her kids to get to USC.
Yeah.
Imagine how dumb her kids must be.
Yeah. I mean, USC's a hard school to get into, don't get me wrong.
But not that much.
It's not $500,000 hard school.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely.
Like, what?
I mean, fuck people like that. Also, fuck Full House by association. She was in Full House, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't sure which sitcom I was going to curse out today, but fuck Full House by association.
Is that your new thing, just targeting a sitcom?
I mean, no, I just target groups. Right now, I just hit the Full House cast, except for the Olsens. Wait, is it which Olsen became Scarlet Witch?
Elizabeth?
Was she in Full House?
No.
Okay, then never mind. Fuck the Olsens. Unless it's the one who became Scarlet Witch.
I got nothing on this.
I don't think it's her.
I don't think it's her. I think there's 3 of them. And
why fuck John Stamos?
Oh yeah, John Stamos is in that. We really do go off the rails fairly quickly, huh?
Yeah.
We live up to the tagline. Yeah, no, I think that Accepted. I think like college movies that show the administration is corrupt are definitely right now going to be pretty topical, and are probably going to remain pretty topical because like we all knew people were doing this shit. Like none of us were surprised.
Yeah, I love how when
it
came out, like all of us college kids were like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
like,
fine. Did you guys not
people
realize?
that were older were like outraged, and it's like, no, this is kind of what happens.
It's like I don't know. It's like for us, it was like I just kind of assumed everyone knew that. I just kind of figured people understood that was how people got into college.
Yeah, like I was having a conversation with my friend's parents, and she was like, "Yeah, I was so shocked when this came out, but like you guys weren't at all." And I was like, "Yeah, like come on."
Have you seen some of the people we go to school with? They didn't make it there on merit.
Like it happens.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like it felt so obvious that I kind of surprised that people just kind of looked right over that one.
Yeah. And then you want to touch on the ending a little bit?
The ending, yeah, I actually really like the ending. I think this movie is very authentic and genuine about what it's doing. So at the end of the movie, Justin Long, he presents his case to a high board administration that justifies whether or not shit institution can be a college or not.
Yeah. And
he basically says, this is a place for the outcasts, for the leftovers, for just whoever can't make it into functional society.
Speech, by the way.
Gives a great fucking speech.
I was believing in him.
Yeah, I was all for shit college. It was great.
Yes.
I mean, Justin Long also kind of killed it in this. Yeah. I really think he did really well in this film in terms of performance.
He did, even though I feel like he plays the same role most of the time.
Again, I've literally only seen him in Die Hard, which you can make the argument he's kind of similar. It's the same character actually. Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a decade, so. But yeah, he does a great speech, and in the end, the board gives the school a
probationary
1 year probationary.
That's the one. They give them a probation, and they have to basically justify their existence as a college.
Yeah,
which is like it's a bit open ended. Like maybe they don't succeed, maybe they do, but you end with that hope, and I think it's just really nice. I think it's a really nice movie.
Thinking about it now, the end of that movie, it's like it's a nice ending, but I'm thinking like if that's his like job Who pays him? Is he just getting the money from
the board? I mean, who pays the dean? Students.
No, but I'm like, okay, so now he gets money from the dean.
So
well, remember, there's the students paid. Well, remember this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does he just get collect money and then that's his money that he uses on the school and that's gonna just go repurposed into that?
It's a very simple system.
Okay,
basically students pay.
Yeah, students pay.
Somebody in the administration breaks it out.
Yeah, I'd say this. I'd rather have Justin.
He
Long
picks
as
Glenn.
My
He picks
dean
Glenn to
than
do
anyone
that.
else.
Yeah. Also, the fucking other dean's car just explodes at the end.
Yeah, the guy. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that scene. That guy learned how to blow up things with his mind.
Yeah.
He wasn't just crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, he could be.
I love how that was a course, like psychokinesis or some bullshit.
Yeah, I love some of the courses on the wall there. There was the fall of Chevy Chase, Slacking 101, just some great shit. Also, I do want to say, it took me a while, but that one guy who had like seemingly a very intense case of like ADHD, where he couldn't sit still.
Yeah.
I recognized him from somewhere. He was the Penguin from Gotham. It took me fucking ever to realize that.
I have not seen Gotham, so I got nothing.
I've seen like the first 3 seasons. But yes, it's always just nice seeing a familiar face.
Yeah. All right, final thoughts on the roommate? I mean, Accepted?
You're spoiling it for the crowd here.
He wants to get going.
I think I'm good on Accepted. I think we really said everything we want to for that.
It's
pretty
good.
much.
It's good. I enjoy it. It's heartfelt. It's authentic. It's genuine.
I didn't think I was going to enjoy it that much.
Yeah, I definitely didn't.
Yeah, I went in with pretty low. I expected to like it, and it was a lot more likable than I thought it was going to be.
I truly think I'm going to remember this movie for a while.
I agree.
For no reason, if not that it's the first college movie I've seen that I've truly enjoyed. And I think maybe the first college movie I've seen. And I don't know. I think it's going to stick with me. I quite like it.
Also, the fact that he just gets his dad's like acceptance at the end.
It's nice. Isn't that the dream?
A little heartwarming.
A little heartwarming, yeah. Oh, we get a little flustered in there. And on that note, Faison, it is your turn to introduce the third pick for this episode.
Our final movie was The Roommate.
Ah, yes.
Which is
2011, 2012 classic?
2011 classic is a
Guys, come on.
generous word.
Guys, come on. It's the best movie ever, right?
It's literally just a crazy roommate movie. Like, everything is wrong. Like, everything's just wrong.
I like how exhausted Faison is here.
Because it's bad.
Because we saw it twice.
I watched it twice.
You saw it twice. It is truly trash.
It's one of the worst movies I've seen.
It might be up there. It's definitely up there for me. I can't think of a worse movie off the top of my head.
Exactly. So
really no,
right
actually,
now,
no.
in my mind, it's the worst movie
I've seen. I can't think of a worse movie. I really fucking hated Transformers 4.
I didn't watch it, so I can't.
I did not.
I feel like that's more entertaining.
I stopped watching Transformers.
Actually, I think I fell asleep the second time I watched it. I wanted to give that movie another try, and I passed out.
Yeah,
this movie, I at least had the fun of like shitting on it. Transformers is just bland.
Yeah, but see, Chris, I stopped watching Transformers after like the second one.
No, that was a good pick. I mean,
Second
the
or
third one's
one.
not bad.
I finished at the third one, and then I was like,
this is actually a Transformers podcast.
I don't know how
we're
many.
going to talk about
We're gonna be going to Gen 1 to Beast Wars and.
All right, but basically about this movie is there's this girl Sarah starting her freshman year in college, gets a random roommate. What was it, Rebecca?
Yep.
Yeah, Becky.
Looks a lot like her.
Does she though?
Apparently.
She wanted to be.
I didn't see it. I realized that they were pushing that. I could not tell that they looked similar.
But yeah, she was basically Rebecca was obsessed with Sarah, and if anybody tried to ever get close, she'd do some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
That's the gist of the
She
movie.
killed a kitten, dudes. She killed a fucking kitten.
Yeah, poor Cuddles.
Poor. Does he have his name? Cuddles.
Yeah, just innocent cat thrown into a.
I want to blame.
I was gonna say dishwasher. What is it?
Dryer.
Dryer.
Yeah. I want to blame most of the problems this movie has on the director because A, there are so many like individual parts of the film that are fundamentally fucked that I have to blame it all on the director. And B, the girl who plays the main character, I think her name is like
Minka Kelly.
Mika Kelly. Mika Kelly, she is in Titans. Titans is not a good TV show. The DC Universe show Titans. It's not a good show.
I thought you were going the opposite way.
No, it's bad. But she's probably one of the better parts of that show. She's probably like one of the best parts of that whole show. And her performance as she plays a superhero called Dove, her performance there, it's actually decent. Like it's pretty solid.
Okay,
she has a lot of good emotional range and stuff. So I want to blame this entire movie
in the defense of this movie
on the director.
The budget was only $1 million.
Yeah, but how?
Yeah,
much?
but okay, you needed like 4 people, and you didn't need to have Jason come back
I'm
for 5
trying
minutes.
to make it a little better.
We
here,
can't
okay?
defend this movie. No, we're just gonna shit on it. We can't defend it. We're gonna just go really hard on this one.
Every character is an idiot in this
Every
movie.
character is an absolute moron.
Okay, it's like one of those like stereotypical horror movies where everybody's just fucking stupid.
Yeah,
and nobody sees any red flags. It's like, oh shit, there's noise coming from downstairs. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you told me that she was a bitch. You told me she was a bitch. You guys are lying.
I mean, It's really bad. It's really fucking stupid. Everyone in this show, everyone in this movie is an absolute moron. Anakin Skywalker comes in at one point. The voice actor for the Clone Wars, played by Matt Launer.
No, it's Hayden Christensen.
It's Hayden Christensen, yeah. Hayden Christensen shows up, and he's in bed, and some woman begins to grab him and touch him, and he's like, oh, babe, is that you? And he hears a,
Doesn't even open his eyes.
Doesn't open his eyes, doesn't look. He keeps his eyes closed the entire time. And then, the roommate murders him because he's a fucking idiot. He didn't look. Oh, my God.
All he had to do was open his eyes.
Literally, all he had to do was open his eyes. Or be like, give me 1 second. Let me just turn on the lamp.
They don't even sound similar.
They don't look similar. I don't know why the movie.
Sound or look anything.
The movie's trying to present them as like, wow,
twins.
They're so fucking similar.
They didn't look similar at all.
They look nothing fucking alike. They look absolutely different. Even like she's like the roommate's like a blonde-ish type person, like blonde highlights or like dirty
brunette.
blonde. Yeah, she dyes her hair brunette, right? Or like she dyes her hair brown at the end to try and look more like her. She looks exactly the fucking same as she did 5 minutes ago. It's like she didn't dye her hair. It's like they added that scene in post. Her hair still has the blonde highlights. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, I do want to say this though. Like, how did nobody get the hint that this bitch is fucking crazy?
The main character gets so many hints.
But the main character might be one of the dumbest characters in the whole fucking movie. Truly. Like, even, like I said, Mika Kelly has done something good in the past, or like has done a good performance in the past. But her line reads here all read as fucking ditzy and dumb and nothing going on upstairs.
Yep.
It's so... Also,
I think they tried to go for like the stereotypical like sorority girl.
Yeah.
But even then, this was bad.
It's so painfully like, yeah, It's like, it's all, there's nothing going on. It's, oh my God, it's
Did
so
something
stupid.
happen? Oh no. Like what?
I'm going to go look for cuddles.
No, my cat's dead.
My boyfriend too?
Oh no.
Yeah,
does she even know that
I don't know. I don't know if she knows. Some maid is gonna have to just fucking find the body in the morning, and she's never gonna realize. Also, like the guy who plays the new guy she's with, the new boyfriend. Yeah, someone give me that name.
Just keep going.
Yeah, well, him.
Cam Giggins?
Yes, Cam Giggins, Giggins, right? Or Jiggins, whatever. Him. His. I really don't like his performance in this either.
Is there anybody that you could like the performance of?
Here's the thing. Here's the caveat here. I don't like his performances. He's constantly. It feels like everyone in this movie is constantly making a dumb face at any given point, and it feels like he's constantly doing it, like his eyebrows and everything. However, I watched this movie with my girlfriend, and she had seen other things that he'd been in, and she informed me that no, that's just him. That's just the way he acts. This is him in every single role he's ever played.
Oh man,
which makes me wonder, why did you fucking cast him? What possessed the director to make these decisions? Like, it's a Dutch director who hasn't done a huge amount of stuff and has only done like 4 movies or 5 movies ever. But like, really and truly, what possessed you to do this?
Yeah.
The money. I have to assume there was this is like a weekend film, and he got his paycheck and he was out of here because everything about this movie is a fucking mess.
It made $52 million though.
Can we also talk about how?
Okay, wait, hold on. I can't brush over that. It made $52 million.
Yeah, it did. Box office 52.5.
People are idiots when they come to horror movies.
I want to say this movie made more money than this movie made more money than New Mutants technically. Then. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, I think didn't New Mutants make like 500,000? In
gotta say
weekend?
this had a good profit.
Yeah,
it made $1 million.
It made money. Like this was a profitable film for
Box
the studio.
office made 52.5.
I hate it here. I truly do. Like, there's so many, like I said, there's so many fundamental things wrong with this movie. There's, like, a weird filter over the whole fucking thing. This weird, grainy, gray garbage filter is over the whole movie. It looks like trash. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
But the also, editing, I do want to touch on one more thing in like, the actual story.
Yeah.
What about the fucking parents?
Oh, yeah, I love how the parents... Oh, when, like, at some point in the movie, Rebecca and Sarah visit Rebecca's house and family... And at one point, the mom is talking to Sarah, and she's like, "Oh, is she taking her medication?" And Sarah's like, "What medication?" It's like, "Wait a minute, you're mentioning this now? Why wouldn't you alert somebody?"
Yeah, but also, if your daughter has like schizophrenia or like bipolar disorder, shouldn't you be checking in on her a little more?
Yeah, just straight up, she's on her own now. She can do it.
2 things I actually want to bring up. One, I think one of the funniest scenes in the movie to me is when they go back to her town and she meets her parents and stuff, and then they go to like a cafe together, and she sees these old people from high school. And she's like, she introduces herself back to them. She's like, "Oh, hi, it's me." And it's really weird and really awkward. And then she goes to leave. She's like, "We better go." And then her the chick that she was talking to there goes up and says, she stands there. She's like, "Hey, wait, we were never friends. And that's just
that's the funniest part of the movie.
It fucking kills me.
That scene has two parts that make no
God.
sense. It's like, all right, like when Rebecca like sees her old friends,
quote unquote.
Yeah, she's like, oh, we should leave, and it's like, okay, good idea. Goes directly to them. It's like, that's not leaving.
Yeah, that's not leaving at all.
It's so stupid. This movie is fundamentally dumb. And another thing I want to say, I guess this is more a larger trope within horror. Horror pretty much always stigmatizes mental health. Like, the killer is always like schizophrenic or bipolar, and I think this movie does it like with its whole fucking chest
in
like,
the worst way.
In the worst way. It really
literally
goes, like,
the
it goes
worst way
hard
possible.
Like, you could have just said, "No, she's fucking crazy," and that was all you needed. We didn't need anything else. She's like, we used to send her to a therapist. She had urges or something. It's like, that's really all you fucking need. You're like, no, we're gonna name her medication.
The problem with that also, it just kind of like devalues like people with actual mental health
It completely
problems.
does. I agree. I actually was like, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I really don't like this at all. I really just don't like the way it's taking that.
Yeah, I like it. It makes it seem like every person that has like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder is crazy.
Yeah.
And
I know,
like, which is messed up.
I know a surprisingly large amount of people with either or both of those disorders, and I can assume that they've never murdered anybody. So
yeah,
But how many cats?
How many cats? Zero. Also 0 cats. One of them is very pro cat.
No, I'm saying 0. Oh, so they don't have any cats? That's a red flag.
Yeah, probably. No, I mean, I don't like I really don't like. I mean, this is not a good movie. There's no defending this movie. I don't like this movie's take on mental health. I don't like this movie as a film. I don't like this movie as a college movie. I don't like this movie as a horror. This movie is garbage. It has
tried
shit
to do
filter.
a bunch of things and it did everything horribly.
It did it really badly, and also it had like really bad editing. There was like a conversation in front of the closet. It's like cut.
It was just like
back and forth.
I hear cuts are good in editing, so let's just throw as many in there as possible.
I don't know why they zoomed into every shot is a zoom into the face.
Yeah.
Every shot.
I think this is like a fundamental failure.
Just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
the fact that it made $52.5 million.
Kind of insulting.
Like very insulting.
Yeah. Also, like she starts like the main chick. I can't remember their names. I'm not gonna save the space in my brain for that. She starts immediately falling to the guy who spills beer on her, admits that he was trying to get her into bed, and then negs her.
Yep.
I think she just has bad taste.
Yep.
Pretty much.
I mean, she also just has issues. Like.
Yeah, clearly, very clearly. There's a whole side of this film they haven't gotten to dug into on her character.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the ending? How after they murder somebody, they high five?
Yeah, they murder the roommate. They kill the mentally ill.
So all right. So basically, what happens is that I think that she goes to meet with her boyfriend or that guy.
Then the movie.
At the end, she goes like the lead up to it.
She goes to meet her old friend who like the artist friend or whatever, the clothes designer.
Yeah.
And they go to her place, and she'd already been tied up by the roommate.
Yeah. She finds her tied up and whatever.
I'll let you dig.
And then the two of them get into a fight, or Sarah and Rebecca start fighting, and then I think Sarah just ends up killing her.
Yeah, Sarah stabs her.
Stabs her with like a box cutter or a knife or something.
It's like a box cutter.
Yeah, the boyfriend
box
comes.
cutter. First of all, a box cutter.
I literally said the same thing. That did not kill unless you got it right in the fucking spine. And you're not smart enough for that hit. I'm going to be fucking real with that.
But a box cutter can't kill somebody. I'm sorry.
No.
Unless you slit their throat.
Yeah, you got to do
like
a slice.
Okay.
I don't think a jab
is not
is
a
going to
stab.
do it. Yeah.
Like a stab's not going to kill somebody.
Yeah, Sarah's not dead.
There's a sequel.
She's paralyzed.
No,
She's paralyzed from the
Rebecca's
waist.
not dead. Come on, wrong one.
Okay, Rebecca's not dead. She's paralyzed from the waist down, but she's still living.
But after that moment, Sarah returns back to the same school, and I guess it's like the new year.
Into the same dorm room, by the way.
Yeah.
And all she does is she asks her boyfriend, like, hey, can you move this bed out for me? They move it out. High five. We just murdered somebody a few weeks ago.
And then it's like, I'm not going to have a roommate for a while.
I do want to say one thing. I don't know if you guys ever heard this, but in my school, there was a rumor that if your roommate died, you got all A's for the semester.
Yeah, it was the same thing for mine. It's
everywhere.
not true.
I don't know if it's not true.
No, it's not true.
I was gonna say she might have just netted.
Basically tried to kill me.
Yeah,
and
I gave Tyler a peanut butter cookie one day.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you here? If you get, it's like, here, how's this? You know, if you die, I get an A. It's like, what?
Just very vaguely as he's pushing the cookie in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
You're allergic to peanuts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure. Forward.
Like, how severe of an allergy? Like, very severe?
Oh, you could die, huh? Okay.
You can take this.
I feel like one day I'm going to accidentally kill Tyler because I keep forgetting you're allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, but half the time I don't eat what people give me, so.
I know, but I also feel like I'm just going to somehow throw a peanut at you. I don't think it's funny, and it's going to land in your mouth and you're going to die.
Just perfect swish.
Just perfect swish, yeah.
Doesn't even kill me from a reaction. It just gets lodged in my throat.
You choke on it before you can even get sick, yeah. God, no. I mean, this is a trash film.
This was horrible.
Yeah,
like absolutely horrible. I don't even think we need to talk about this anymore.
I do want to say
unless
one
you guys
want to
say anything else.
We have praised the last 2 movies for their use of music, and this is the movie with the worst fucking soundtrack. Period. It's such a bad soundtrack.
It's crazy how everything in this movie was bad.
There's no redeeming crowd.
The writing, the editing, the production, the music. Like, there's nothing good.
There is no redeeming qualities.
Best actor was the cat. Only thing I can give it. The best actor.
Had a cat,
and the cat died.
The cat died.
Because he wanted to get the hell out of the production.
He called his agent.
Yeah, I can see why people were dying in this movie, because they were just like, yeah, just kill me off early. I don't want to be in here for that long.
Yeah,
How much are you paying me for a 90-minute movie? Yeah, no, I don't care. Just kill me.
Like, there really are no redeeming qualities.
No, and like I feel like some bad movie, like a lot of bad movies do have one thing that you're like, oh, this was pretty good. Like, this stood out.
Yeah.
This movie had nothing.
No.
Mm-hmm. It's like a perfect alignment of like stars, you know, like everything had to be in the right place for everything to go so wrong.
And it happened.
Like, it's crazy because, like, you know, there's always a large production crew on a film. There's a lot of individual cogs working together. And I can't believe not a single one of those fucking cogs did their job right.
But you ever wonder, like, somebody watched that movie and was like, yeah, this is fine to put out.
Yeah, and so did about...
Yeah, $52 million worth of people.
Yeah.
But there was somebody that, like, was the last person to watch it and was like, this is a finished product and this is what we're going to put out to the people.
Oh, it could be like the producers. They knew it was bad and they made more money off it.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely, like, money to be made in bad horror movies. Like,
they're easy to make.
Yeah, they're easy to make. You just release them on Halloween. And
yeah, that's
like,
true.
I think we as a group, I vaguely remember, some of us as a group, I can't remember if you guys were both there, but we watched a shitty zombie movie.
Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse?
Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Oh my god, that was so
garbage,
bad.
trash fucking zombie movie on Halloween. Why? Because we were there and there was nothing else.
No, because it was like Juan had a tradition of watching the shittiest horror movies.
Did he?
On Halloween? Yeah.
I got nothing on this.
I don't remember that tradition because it never came back.
But I remember he said that. That's what he said. Like, he was like, on Halloween, I like to do this.
Okay,
And
I don't remember
like,
that, but
right,
sounds good. All I'm saying is that we're part of the problem now.
Yeah.
Because we've done this.
You too. I got nothing on
Tyler,
this.
you've definitely done this at some point. Seen a shitty Halloween movie around Halloween and paid for it.
First of all, I can't believe we paid for that movie. That shit was so bad.
We actually paid, like, hopefully, like, no more than $7.
It was like 12.
I think
it was like $12.
I think the worst movie I paid for was like Suicide Squad.
I didn't pay for that.
Didn't pay for it either.
Yeah,
I knew
not
it was
that
going to be
stupid.
bad.
I don't know. Wait, actually,
Worst movie I paid for probably was... You know what? No, Transformers 4. That's the worst movie I fucking paid for. I hate that movie.
Was Suicide Squad 2018?
No, I think it was 2017 or 16.
If MoviePass was a thing, I might have used MoviePass for that, so that might not
that's
count.
a lot better.
Okay.
I think it was 2017. But no, actually Transformers 4 is the worst movie I fucking paid to see.
If I saw this movie in theaters, this would be the worst movie.
Yeah. Well, no, I still think Transformers 4. I really don't like that movie.
But this is like The Roommate.
This is bad.
As in terms of like a film, this movie is a fundamental failure.
There's no like there's no substance to the movie.
There's nothing. It's like it's not even there's no substance. There's not even flash. Like there's no shininess to it. There's nothing.
The whole premise is just roommate bad.
Roommate bad. Kill people.
Roommate crazy.
I mean, like, and she also killed like one fucking person. Like, I'm not that intimidated by this roommate. She killed.
She
guy.
killed the cat. She assaulted some girl in the shower.
That scene honestly was a bit grotesque.
Yeah.
I did not
the whole ripping out the belly button ring.
That got me a hard flinch. I'll admit that much. The movie made me flinch. That's my
killing a cat.
Box.
Accused the professor was like, hey, if you keep talking to
this
bitch, I'm gonna say you raped her.
She did kind of good with that though. Like that
was pretty good.
On that one, that's a plus.
That's the one thing that was good in this movie.
That was a plus. Like as a character, it's like, well, man, I'm kind of now rooting for her.
Yeah.
It's like she got rid of a deeply problematic professor who probably had been accosting several students at that point because there's no way this was his first fucking rodeo.
Yeah.
So I think you know what, she killed one guy, sure, but I think it was a net positive on the school.
Yeah.
No, that's my hill to die on this time.
I'm just looking at what I think are my worst movies. I'm pretty sure this is the worst one because even Fantastic Four I can make fun of, and that's just
This movie is truly utter trash, and because of that, I don't think there's very much to say because like we can keep saying everything's bad, but we've said it.
I think we've said everything's bad enough.
So I think now we just pretty much go to our rankings, which I think we've kind of loosely talked about here.
Let's just start at the obvious one, 3.
The Roommate.
What? I was going to go Accepted.
Bastard.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. No. So 3, I'm assuming
Roommate,
The Roommate. 2, I'm going Animal House.
I'd agree. I'd go Animal House.
No, I'll still go Accepted.
I just think that watching Animal House now is that like it really hasn't aged.
But
I think the bad parts of Animal House make it worse than Accepted.
I agree. I think that there's there's these two high points of the whole movie, but so much of the other movie is spent feeling oddly uncomfortable that I don't think I personally cannot put it above Accepted. And I also just enjoyed Accepted a lot more, personally. I think it was just a lot better.
I just like the fact that Accepted had substance to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I just laughed more throughout Animal House, even with the problematic parts dragging it down.
You know, I would never have assumed when starting this podcast that Tyler would have been the problematic one and I would have been the person.
It's only the second episode.
We're at the second episode. Come on.
It'll only get
take it easy.
I also made that horrible John Belushi joke, so maybe it all evens out in the end.
And then number one, obviously, for me and you is Accepted.
Yeah, I love Accepted. And Tyler is Animal House?
Yeah.
Unless you had a surprise pick, you're going to sneak in there.
And my new number one, Neighbors.
The Roommate.
Never saw it.
The Roommate.
And that's the binge. So I think that's pretty much time to sign off.
Yeah, I think it's time to sign off.
Nothing else?
I can't think of
That's
anything
it
else
for
worth
today?
saying. Fuck The Roommate.
Roommate's trash. Don't ever watch it.
Don't ever watch
please.
it. Animal House is super problematic. Yeah.
But still give it a watch.
Give it one watch, but I wouldn't recommend more than that. And Accepted, damn fun.
Very fun.
And on that note, I'd like to thank everybody for watching on our second ever episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, whoever's here. And we'll be seeing you guys next week for a Halloween themed special episode.
Ooh.
Spooky.
Should be good.
Yeah, it should be good. It should be your. I don't do well with horror movies, so this will be fun for everyone.
Oh, what? You did fine with The Roommate?
Fuck you, Tyler.
It's not a real movie.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. And on that note, we'll be seeing you guys next week.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye.